right, we're back at it this morning. Let's go ahead and get this hood back in the air. There we go. All right, let's take our cover off. That's where our little relay went. Look at that. I just now noticed that. Some writing in there. It looks like a little heart. I wonder if somebody at the factory did that. Interesting. Okay, so I have a long test lead connected to the hot side of the fuel pump. And we're going to do an impedance test. I simply want to find out which wire goes to the fuel pump. Now, all this may be in vain. Most likely end up just simply purchasing a new relay module, because I was doing some thinking last night, and this car, and I had forgotten about this, this car had been exhibiting some rather odd behavior. Well, it was doing some crazy stuff recently. A couple of weeks ago, I went to the store, and the engine developed this really strange stumble, and I was like, what in the world is this? Where did this come from? After about 5 minutes, cleared right up, drove fine, and I forgot about it until now. Doing a little more research on the internet, this module right in here, if it goes flaky, it sends power all over the place in this car. And if it starts to flake out, you're going to have all kind of issues. So I'm kind of leaning toward buying a new one right now instead of trying to fix this one. But in the meantime, I would really like to know which wire goes to the fuel pump. All right, got our meter hooked up to the lead going to the positive side of the pump, and got our meter on the impedance. So looks like here's the output right here that goes over to the pump, and these wire colors don't match, but that big red one there, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to assume this is the output of the relay module, and that this larger wire here probably goes to the fuse panel behind the battery, and then the red wire with the green stripe on it will probably come out of that fuse panel and go to the fuel pump. Alright, so I think we found the power output here. So this red wire with the white stripe, got 0 ohms there, so this lead is going to the positive lead on the fuel pump. However, there is another fuse, and we have a fuse panel in there, and if you look on the little card, it's number 6. Number 6 is a 25 amp, so that main red power wire we were just ohming out with the white wire on it comes into the bottom of that harness right there and goes to the fuel panel and just supplies power here, and then gets distributed to other places. Number 6 goes to the fuel pump. Alright, been doing some impedance checking with the meter here, and here's where the here's the relay. Pretty typical relay, really. It's got a diagram on there. It shows you how it works. Put power on 85 and 86. Hey, puppy, 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 puppy! Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Hey, that's the neighbor's dog. She comes and visits me once in a while. Hey, how you doing? How about the garage? Yeah, okay, we'll see you later. While I was in here doing my checks, do you see it? See the darkness there, the discoloration? I'm gonna assume this is a bad connection, and you can tell it's been getting hot there. The solder joint is probably weak. Let's go ahead and heat up this solder joint, get it flowing, see if we can't fix that, and then we'll reinstall and see if it fixes our problem. If it doesn't, I'm just going to order a new unit. All right, we reheated this connection right here, and got rid of some of the discoloration with one of my favorite cleaners. It even does electronics. Just, what are you going to do? And I came in here with a little additional solder. I kind of ran my soldering gun along that one, and I wanted to try to avoid that one run there that's nearby it. And if I could zoom in, let's see. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see we've got room to spare there. So those bubbles are from the Super Clean. There we go. All right, let's just plug it in and see what happens. Well, you know, you just got to like Mercedes engineering sometimes. You know, every single solitary connector on this relay box has a different shape, and it's just basically idiot proof, which is good because, hey, you know, look who you're dealing with here. Let's reconnect the battery, try to start the car. All right, I'm not going to worry with putting a voltmeter on the fuel pump. Starter works well. All right, just to show you that this car does in fact run properly. Gave her a dose of starting fluid, otherwise known as ether. See there? Fired right up. So, you know, that little bit of ether ran through there. What stuff stinks? All right, so I'll leave that open and let that evaporate out of there. And we'll keep on troubleshooting our Mercedes. All right, clearly we're still in failure mode, but that's all right. We'll just keep plugging away at it until we're done. So for sanity's sake, I just got back from the gas station and I put 5 gallons of fuel into the car just on a whim. Just, you never know. There is a control module, it's N118, according to the factory service manual I downloaded. Whether or not it's in the estate car, I don't know. Apparently that module has to do with, you know, observing, regulating, gathering information from the tank, understanding how full the tank is, and so on and so forth. So if that unit is, and the theory behind what I just did was, if that unit was faulty, then it would be able, you know, it would read the level of the tank incorrectly and may in fact prevent the car from cranking. It was just a theory and it failed. So I went ahead and put 5 gallons in it. The fuel gauge did in fact read that correctly. The fuel gauge was on 1/4 of a tank, and I trusted it up until recently. And I said, you know what? Maybe it's out. Maybe it's just got no gas in it, and it's just lying to me. So that's the reason I put 5 gallons in it. So we've got a half a tank now. So we got a K40 coming in tomorrow. It'll be in tomorrow, according to the shipping people. And I purchased a VMware version of the Mercedes service manual for this car, and it also covers a lot of different models. I thought about making a separate video on how to purchase, download, and install that VMware version of the factory service manual. Some of you guys may have already done it, but I got it on eBay. It was really inexpensive. It's so inexpensive that it makes me wonder whether or not it was actually legitimate. But I've been doing some reading on this module here. I'm still not quite sure what all this thing does. This is all new to me. I've never dug into the electronics on this particular car before. So, having said all that, I'm going to cut this video off right here. Vlog part 2, troubleshooting our no start condition on our W210 Mercedes. Appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new vlog video or I fail to make a car crank, don't forget to click that little bell down below, please. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.